I'm Megan Cole. Welcome to Camp Northward and to our very first digital open house. Things might be quiet around here due to the virus, but we thought of this as a great opportunity to show everyone who couldn't make it in person another year to see the new camp. There are lots of changes around here and we'd like to show them to you today. Behind me you'll see one of our main features, which is the Camp Northward Pavilion. You might recognize this shot behind me because it's where we take all of our group photos for the summer. Within the facility we have a large game area for people to play, a fireplace. It's where worship happens and where registration happens. It's the first place where campers come in for their first day of camp, and it's the last place they go before they head home. You might be familiar with the Pavilion because it's been here for a couple years now, but what you might not know is that since then we've put in heating and cooling. So we now have air conditioning in the summer for those who are worried about the heat with little ones or for older guests. And the addition of heat means that we can have events throughout the year and not just in the summer. Bridge might not look like much at first, but it's a really important addition to the camp. We've always prided ourselves on celebrating and supporting our special needs campers. And this particular bridge connects our pavilion to the playground area, which means that if your child or loved one is in a wheelchair or has some other kind of difficulty walking or traveling the campus, it's become that much easier to stay connected. It is safe and it's new. Many times campers and their faculty choose to do a campfire way up on the far hill over here, which, while it's a beautiful sunset view, is A, currently not there, so I'm not going to show it to you, but B, not as special as this fire pit in some ways. And the reason why is the area that I'm standing on. This is a special needs accessible ramp so that no camper is left out of campfire. If you're familiar with the campfire time in terms of Camp Northward and the daily schedule, this is when worship happens, it's when spiritual growth happens, and it's when many of our campers reflect on their own spiritual life and lifelong changes take place. Who watching this remembers the dorms at the old camp? You know, the giant endless hallway of bunk after bunk after bunk. Well, if you're like me, I'm always going to remember those dorms with fond memories, and I loved my time there. It's important to note these dorms completely different from the ones at our old site. So what have we got going on here? We'll have another video in the future that shows the inside of these dorms and all of the amenities we have in our facilities. But for now, it's important to note that our dorm rooms come complete with air conditioning and heating, which means again you can use them throughout the year, such as for a fall retreat or even a winter getaway. We have an upstairs and a downstairs facility, many times to separate boys and girls on different floors, and each facility has restrooms that are fully remodeled, totally redone, very nice inside, and they come included with kitchenette areas. Notice that we've got some really nice handcrafted benches. These are just two of them. One of the local churches made these for the campers. I hope that this inspires you to think about other things that your church could do to help improve the camp, especially if you're a partner with Camp Northward over a long period of time. The view up here is really nice. Camp is all about leaving the tech behind for a day, a week, or more, however long you're here for. But what is less technology friendly than being several stories up in the air and jumping off a platform? We are now several stories up in the air on our zip line. And behind me you can see two giant cables that stretch all the way from here, not to that dock, but all the way down there. So campers slide along on these things, and as you can see, the cables are extremely strong. I can actually hang from this one just fine. I probably shouldn't do that, but I did it. And this is where campers overcome their fears. That's what's so important. We preach the gospel here at camp. We also encourage our students and our campers to become all that they can be, which means living with courage and without fear. And with that, a lot of times, this is the first big leap of faith physically for some of our campers. While we're up here, I also wanted to mention that in order to operate the Zipline, you must be Zipline certified. So if this is something you're interested in doing, you can always contact the camp, contact Director Nathan DeRico, and work on your Zipline certification. And you too can be pushing kids off a Zipline platform this summer. Welcome to our wilderness campsite. Once your camper is of a certain age, they are eligible to sign up for any one of our wilderness sessions. Our wilderness sessions take place concurrently with some of our main sessions. However, a wilderness camper is not likely to see a main session camper, as this site is down the hill from the pavilion in this tree-lined enclosure. As you can see, we have cabins, and we're going to take a look together at what some of those look like, as well as some of the amenities down here in the woods. This is the main pavilion of the Treehouses. This area is typically used for lesson planning or quiet time. As you can see, there's a nice wide space for campers to sit. It can be used sometimes as a worship area, especially if it's raining and you can't use the campfire facility down at the bottom. There's a chalkboard that anyone could write on for Sunday school lessons or for Bible memorization. And best of all, it has a good view of the entire campsite. Quiet up here. This is one of our 4 main tree houses in the treehouse area. Each of these holds approximately 8 campers. These come with bunk beds and mattresses attached. Campers are required to bring blankets or any other supplies they need to make their bed. It also includes room for the counselor. Typically, we divide it up into male and female, one on each side, and faculty and counselors stay with the campers in these spaces. Notice that there's plenty of firewood, so if you're thinking about deaning or leading a group down here, you don't need to worry about bringing your own as approved by the camp. There's plenty here. Right now, we're sitting immediately underneath the group area that connects all the tree houses together. This space is created specifically for campers to have a place for quiet time or for study. It's also an enclosure that helps out if it's raining. So if it's raining really hard outside, wilderness campers don't leave, they don't go anywhere. This is the great outdoors. So I'm sitting here right now, it's actually raining over here a little bit, and notice I'm dry. This is a great space with 4 picnic tables for campers to sit, play cards, and hang out. As As you can see from this behind me, we do have canoes and we have a lake to go canoeing. We're going to head down there in just a minute. It's important to note that we have canoeing for both our main sessions and for wilderness campers. This is personally one of my favorite spots in the camp. This is our lake dock. This is where we have the paddle boats parked as well as the canoes, and it's where the campers can take them out on the water as approved by their main session or wilderness session dean. There's not much for me to say about this playground other than I know that our kids have a blast on it. This is one of our favorite spots for our day campers up through our elementary schoolers, and I've even seen teenagers swinging away on the swings. So once you're here, we have a really large swing set and play area for your kids.